Shabbat Shalom. Hag Hanukkah Sameach, everyone. Let me know if you can hear me. And whoop, my camera's a little funky. There we go. I hope everyone had a joyous Thanksgiving / Hanukkah celebration yesterday. A few of us got together from OneShul and kind of hung out for a little bit and had a really good time. Welcome to Around the Shabbat Table, OneShul's Shabbat observance in our OneShul home around our own table. Basically what this is a brief observance followed by a topic of discussion as if you were in someone's home. Guess if you're having trouble signing in, please feel free to try to type something into the main chat and you will be prompted to sign in. The hardest part of the whole thing is finding a name that it will actually accept, rather like trying to get an AOL email back in the day. If you just need to be a little creative with it, okay? And I would like to say shalom to everyone. Alex, Arava, Hannah, Eric, Lonnie, Rahel E, Doc, Miss Sarah, Scotty, Crystal was in earlier. I'm not sure if she's one of the guests, but we'll include her, Darian, and this I have to flick it to find out who's all in here. So give me just a second. Okay, it looks like I hit all of you. Michael is actually Scotty Mike. So, welcome everyone. I'm showing my age. How am I showing? I'm showing my age. Oh boy. Am I sitting at a desk? No, I'm sitting. Keep in mind, I'm on a 20'8" sailboat, so I'm actually sitting on the bench of I can show you in a little bit. I cleaned up a little bit. It's not too bad. How am I showing my age? That's what I want to know. Oh, Yosef is with Hannah. Welcome, Yosef. Shalom. And glad you can join us. Oh, the AOL reference, yes, very much. For those of us, that and Hotmail, trying to find a Hotmail email, absolutely ridiculous. Back in the day. So basically, what I'm going to start off with tonight is obviously everybody knows I don't light candles. You can see my Shabbat candles lit behind me, and but since my Hanukkah is actually light bulbs, I don't feel so bad about doing that, so I will actually do that for you this evening. I'm actually going to light them in reverse because otherwise it will look wrong to you folks. That's just what I'm going to do. And so we'll get started with that. Let me get to the blessing. And as usual, yes, I'm hyper tonight. Just deal with it. Y'all have learned to deal with me being hyper, so it's all cool. Okay, I also practice a Sephardic tradition of lighting a shamash last. If you need more information on that, ask me for the link. That's a little information our friend Shmoo from Hardcore Missouri send us, and I can give you that information. If you do need the blessings for this, I have not got it on my website yet. I have been slammed and trying to take up some slack, and we have a whole lot of cool stuff coming up that I'll get into later. So here we go with the blessing on the Hanukkah lights. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzvanu lahadlik ner Hanukkah. And it's the Sephardic tradition to leave out the shell, just in case you're wondering. This is the blessing of the Hanukkah miracle. This is the second part. It's not actually on the lights, but you do say both blessings before lighting the candles. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asa nisim la'avotenu bayamim hayahim bazimam hazeh. Amen. And I apologize for my pronunciation. Everybody knows my Hebrew is horrendous. So here we go. When you light your candles, you put the candles in left to right. When you're putting the candles in. When you light the candles, you light them right to left, the exact opposite. And for those of you who know this, just keep in mind we have a lot of people that aren't familiar with these traditions, and I'm sharing this information. So obviously many of you know, but so here we go. And tonight is the third night, so we will light 3 candles. And the shmash. The shmash is the worker candle. It is the candle that is there to actually do mundane tasks with. And so that's basically what that's there for. That would be, say you had to go into another room or something of that nature. That is the candle you would use. Chill, you know I can't chill, Lanny. And so there we go. And I hope that is lit on the correct side for you. I'm pretty sure that's, yeah, I think that's lit correctly. Anyway, you know how things work here. So
Baruch.
Sorry about that. And so with that being said, now for those of you who are at that time or who are okay with lighting your Shabbat candles after dark, we will do the candle lighting on the Shabbat candles brought to us by Rahel, who has not been here for a while. I have to bug her. She's been very busy singing and traveling and doing all... but definitely a beautiful voice, so we'll go ahead and get on with that.
Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. And with that being done, we will get on to the Kiddush. The Kiddush is brought to us by our very own Lanny, and one of the people that inspired me to do tonight's topic. So definitely this is going to be awesome. Here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pori hagafen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho v'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lamikra'e kodesh zecher l'siyat mitzrayim ki vanu v'achata V'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim, V'shabbat koshecha v'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, my friends.
Amen. And thank you for that, Lanny. Everybody knows I'm trying to compile all our blessings around the Shabbat table from those of us in the community. So if you so wish, and I do believe Hamotzi is already taken by our lovely Miss Sarah, accompanied by her beautiful Miss P. Whippet. And she will be doing that for us shortly. But if you have another blessing that you would like to do for around the Shabbat table, I would love it for everybody in our community, since we're all around the table anyway, we'd be doing it anyway, to contribute. And please just contact me around the Shabbat table at gmail.com or around the Shabbat table on Facebook. Okay, with that being said, anybody have to wash their hands? Because we're going to get into Hamotzi. I'll give you a few seconds to answer that. And yes, I'm hyperspeed this evening, in case you haven't figured it out. Almost as bad as the Hanukkah survival guide that we had. Okay, no one's saying they have to wash their hands. We're going to get into Motzi. So, here we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Amen. I have not been able to get challah in a gazillion years, but I did have latkes for the first time this week. My mother, who is so completely Gentile, went ahead, looked up a recipe online, and made them for me. Absolutely fantastic. I'm addicted to, definitely addicted to latkes. And then work was kind enough to bring me in some donuts. And now that I got that lit, I'm actually going to lower this a little bit so you can see me a little better. There we go. There we go. Okay. So, this is the part where we come to our blessings. What we have to be thankful for this week. As some of you expressed, you have had some pretty horrible things happen this week, which often happens around this time of year, getting together with family, such and such, things come out that normally wouldn't come out, you're drinking more than usual, whatever it happens to be, bad things happen. But you need to remember the little good things, no matter how little they are. The blessings. This week's blessing, without a doubt, comes to me from Miss Rachel E. First blessing I had was all the amazing videos that you all sent me for the Hanukkah Survival Guide. You all brought things that I get hyper-focused and I miss things, and you folks brought them out, and you brought very valid, important points that we all need to remember. And I cannot express how much that means to me that you put yourselves in that vulnerable position. Because yes, it is vulnerable. People don't realize that watching me, because I'm used to it by now. It took me 4.5 months to get used to it, but I'm used to it by now. And that's truly a blessing and truly amazing. The second blessing I got from Miss Rachel E. is, yes, my very first set. And I'm very excited. And for those of you who don't know what that says or what's in the bag, here we go. And I'm so excited. I have to figure out how to use the mat. I do have the videos up. I don't know how to use them yet, but I'm like so psyched about this, and it's truly that is the greatest blessing. So I asked that everybody in the chat room, and that's here, actually type in a blessing they've had this week. And I'll read through them real quick, and I'll give you a second while I pack this back up, because this is like sacred stuff to me. I'm like so unbelievably excited with this. Yes, my background has changed a little bit this week. I have received so many books at this point that I actually had to build a little bookshelf behind me, and that's why things are a little different. Okay, let's see what's happening. Hannah says she's thankful to be home this weekend. And it's nice to be home. I understand that feeling. Back on the island, Miss Hannah. And she's also thankful for our wonderful OneShul community. I'm sure Yosef is also very happy to be home and have you with him. It's very difficult being apart from the one you love. Miss Sarah says, Miss P. her whippet, as always. Absolutely. Does she have her little bows on tonight? And did she get to play with the doggy tanks? That's my question. And my chat room is going crazy. Give me just a second to catch up with you guys. Yosef says he's thankful for all the family, and family is very important. I was so shocked when my mother made latkes. What's wrong with this chat room? Everyone knows the experience I had, and it was rather rough in the beginning. And now that she is actually the one that bought me the Hanukkah. I did spray paint it this week. Let's see. Darian says, moving stations at work. Better atmosphere, much friendlier coworkers, and that definitely makes life a whole lot easier on all of us. Doc says he found some lost checks worth some money. Wow, I need to look around a little more. Maybe I can find some of them. Miss Crystal says, I'm thankful that I had friends to be with me yesterday, and friends are very important, especially good friends, and I understand. You have some wonderful friends, Miss Crystal. I see them quite often on conversing with you on Facebook and understand exactly what you mean. Rahel E. says she's thankful that her area did not get hit too badly by the storm last week. I agree with that. Some places got hit pretty hard. Lanny says he's happy for all of us and all of our blessings. Well, Lanny, what was your blessing this week? You never share one of your blessings, Lanny. Let's hear one. Arava says her cat has been very sick with feline HIV and was playing this week with the kitten. That's cool. I have seen, because I work in animal husbandry, I've seen feline HIV. It's very rough. As far as I know, it's somewhat treatable at this point, but it's still very rough for the cat. So that's a definite blessing. And I know your cats are, without a doubt, they're your family members. And that's a wonderful thing. Mikhail says, I am thankful for this really, really cool person in my life who I'm getting closer to every day. Sounds like a possible love interest, but I will refrain from making any more comments about that. Let's see. Alex says his sister-in-law's bread pudding that topped off the fantastic Thanksgiving. That sounds good. If you're a fan of bread pudding, you either hate bread pudding or you're addicted to it. And yes, if you're a fan of bread pudding, I can understand a good bread pudding would do that for you. Let me get caught up here. Let's see. Lanny says he's thankful that his family is doing well, and that always makes things a little easier. and apparently I'm having good luck with that. Yes, it seems my family's doing well this year also. My father was a little sick for a while. Braha adds, I have had several ladies at work share different Hanukkah crafts with me and wanted to know if I can do some of them with them. That's definitely cool. I know you've been doing a Hanukkah sharing exchange experience, and you've had some fun with that. Hannah adds, thankful for... Oh, okay. This has to be Yosef. Yosef says he's thankful to have Hannah and I together at home back on our island. There you go. And let's see. Julia says, and shalom, Julia. Welcome. I am thankful for discovering the faith in which I belong. We all know that feeling, Julia. That's amazing, and we're glad that you found us. And if you do have any questions or need to talk to someone, or you are more than welcome to approach me. I'm open for everyone. I do work, so keep in mind, if I'm at work, I may not be able to answer you right away, but around the Shabbat table on Facebook or around the Shabbat table gmail.com. And I'll gladly, if you need anybody to talk to about that, that's fine. That's wonderful. And Lanny's also thankful that he's part of this community, and I am also thankful for that. Okay, so that being said, we had some awesome blessings this week. Really awesome blessings this week, and now we're going to get into Misha Birak, which, give me a second here because I do have these in PC. If you have any requests for Misha Birak, please feel free to type them in the chat room while the song is playing. Rabbi Patrick is at the top of our list. Ketsera is on that list. Most of our broadcasters are definitely in need of some prayer and healing. When it's the rabbi, that really hits home. Also, I would like to include Crystal, who needs a little extra special touch this week. And let's see who else we have on here. Give me just a second. Stephen, Menachem ben Asher, Mickey and his family, Yehuda Aranov, Agela Bat Maria, and Shelly Bat Engela. And yeah, I'm probably butchering these names, and I apologize. And that's what I have for the blessings, and we'll get right into that. But definitely big vibes out to Rabbi Patrick. He's really dealing with some rough things, and with the wedding coming up, it's not making anything any easier on him. Amen. Does anybody need me to say Mourner's Kaddish, or would like me to say Mourner's Kaddish? Please let me know. That I'm just going to ask, and if it's not needed, we're just going to skip over it. I don't have anybody in particular, but if somebody else does, in yard side, please let me know, and we'll take care of that. Give you a couple minutes because there's a good 45-second delay to you folks. Just so if you wonder why I'm sitting here and not saying anything, it's because for those of you who are new, there is a 45-second delay before you see what I actually say, and then I have to wait for your response in the chat room. As Michael found out while we were doing our test last night after our little Hanukkah candle lighting that we had in Google Hangout. Okay, Arava says yes, she would like me to do Mourner's Kaddish, so I will go ahead and do, and I don't have it loaded. I loaded 3 Kiddishes and no Kaddish. Give me just a second here. I'll have that for you. Sorry about that. Alright. Once again, type the names in the chat room of those who you would like remembered, and that will be sufficient.
Ama
I mean, and Miss Crystal, if you go directly to the Ustream channel, which Rahel E posted, that should alleviate most of the problems. I've had really good luck using that. Unfortunately, when you embed certain things on a HTML site, they have a tendency to get really bogged down, and by going directly to the broadcast site, you alleviate that issue. Let me know if that works for you or not. I would recommend for that anybody who's having trouble. Okay, let me see who else joined us. And of course, as usual, because I'm hyper, I did not follow my Siddur, and I completely forgot the Shema. I didn't completely forget the Shema. I was just really excited about the blessings and got sidetracked. So we're going to go ahead and do the Shema, and then we'll get into the topic of the week, which I'll explain because we do have several new people. And here's the Shema for you. I mean, that's the only thing I'm not going to change. I'm not changing my Shema. Anybody's welcome to Misha Barak or Kaddish, but you're not touching my Shema. That's going to stay. So anybody who wants to do those two is more than welcome to contact me. I don't need your face. You're more than welcome to do it vocally, and I'll add the words to it. I will eventually add words to Lanny so you can read along with it. So, now that we have our brief observance out of the way, we do have a few new people, so I will, well, of course, Doc is on here twice. He is cloning himself. Have fun with that, Doc. For those of you who are not used to Around the Shabbat Table, first of all, obviously, we are called punktorah. OneShul is a sister organization of punktorah. So we do have a rather progressive, a rather young, upbeat approach to our Torah. We do have many different varieties, and we have Ketzera, who does the mystical and Kabbalistic end of things and the feminine side of things. We have Rabbi Patrick, who seems to focus in on his points and be a typical rabbi. We have Michael, who is learning and excited about learning, and he's going to start teaching us. We have a young man who is an avid gamer who's going to start teaching us about the sages. We have Rahel E., who is very much sticks to Torah and is not heavily into the rabbinical. That will be teaching us about Talmud coming up next year, and we're all looking forward to that. We all have different flavors. If you don't particularly care for me, hey, I'm open to hear what you have to say. You're more than welcome to share what you have to say. I tend towards an orthodox approach, as everyone knows, but at the same time, I'm not Hasidic in any way, shape, or form. So, that being said, every week we pick a topic, usually picked by you. Occasionally I pick one. Sometimes it's inspired by questions I get out of here, because I talk to all of you out of here. All of you are my friends, and I love you very much. You're my family. You're definitely my shul. Yeah, Lanny says resistance is futile. That is right. We will assimilate you into our punktorah. So if you're put off by my appearance, I like to share that I do have a kippah. I'm wearing a black leather kippah, usually, except when I'm not allowed to. Tonight especially because of our topic. Tonight's topic is, if you tuned in when you first started, is the Torah in Harley. Now, why did I bring this up? There's several reasons why I brought this up. First of all, I am very much a motorcycle person, and I find it very spiritual when I'm on a motorcycle. I don't know how. I know Lanny has 2 Hondas and something else, and I forget what your third bike is, Lanny, and I apologize. I'm sure he feels that it's rather spiritual also. And I read a book. Oh my goodness! My son was 2.5, so I read the book. He's 7 now. I'm going to say 5 years ago, I read a very interesting book by a Belgian philosopher. And it was, would Hashem ride a Harley or a Honda? And he argued both sides of this. And he was definitely, without a doubt, I'm going to try to move you a little bit. He was definitely, without a doubt, a Honda guy. But he argued both sides, and I found it very fascinating. I thought it would be an interesting light talk. The reason being, most of the time I have very heavy-hitting topics. You guys amaze me, and you guys challenge me to no end. Without a doubt, with what you... I'll get to that, Hannah. I promise I'll get to that. Let's see. As Miss Sarah, and she knows me very well. We often daven together. That this is to counteract the fluffy influence, the Chabadnik type. So don't feel offended, okay? This is an unusual topic. It's a pretty hard-hitting topic this evening. Usually I'm on the mark. I just needed a little something different. And sorry, as the Zen of an art of motorcycle maintenance, which is also a pretty interesting read, though I don't remember. Oh, I was totally wrong. Glanny has 3 Triumphs, which I'm all about Triumphs. I can definitely deal with that. Basically just suicide machines. You have to be pretty hardcore to ride the later years of Triumphs. 2 Hondas, a Yamaha, and 1 Suzuki. Excellent. You need to post some pictures of those, brother. Now, Rahel E. As much as I would like to say that the Hondas do play a part in the grand scheme of things, as we will find out in our talk. Yes, you can definitely hear a hog coming from. What is it they say? Loud pipes save lives. On on my Facebook page, I did ask a question a couple days ago or a day ago. I don't remember, but I got an amazing response to it. And the question I asked was, who is your pick for Jewish biblical badass? And I mean somebody who did amazing righteous things, but was like picture outlaw biker type activity. And I'll share the responses. And Miss Sarah had an amazing response, I thought, which was Lilith, which is way, 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 way over the top. And definitely Lilith was definitely the worst of the worst. You know, she would be the president of the cycle sluts from hell. Hannah said Samson. Doc said Samson. I said Samson. And Rahel E says Samson. Alex, share who you topped with, Alex, because, sorry, my brain just isn't remembering. But go ahead and please share those in the chat room. Funny that you mentioned that, Scotty. Or Michael, I'm sorry. I keep reading your name very quick. I have a little side club going on in my Google Hangout, and it's called 613MC. Everyone knows that outlaw biker gangs use numbers to represent the letters in their name. Hells Angels 81, Pagans 16, etc., etc. I came up with 613MC, which is 613 Mitzvah Club. And I want to put this on my jacket. What does 613 stand for? The letter 6 is F. The letter 1 is A. The letter 3 is what is, I'm losing my mind. C. So that being said, I figured it out and I sat down and I posted it. It's follow all commandments. So that pretty much sums us up in a nutshell. And I thought that was pretty amazing that we could pull that out. Alex, okay. I'm going to have to get my glasses on, folks. I'm sorry. Rahel E says Yael. Darian says Zipporah and Yael. Alex's pick was Yahashua, Avraham, and he forgets who his other two are now. Okay. Lonnie says Solomon is 700 wives and 300 porcupines. Yes, we'll go with porcupines. I just read a very interesting article about the mistranslation of some of Solomon's statements and his constant reference to his man bits as opposed to putting down other people, which is quite humorous. If you need that link, it's great, but he definitely refers to his manliness quite often, quite fiercely, when comparing himself to others. And Job, yes, that's correct. You included Job, and I'm going to use the names people are more familiar with. Alex, it's nothing. I understand what you're saying, but I want to make sure that everybody else. Exactly, David, King David, and exactly, and back in disguise as my guess. Thank you. Dun, dun, dun. Okay. So this being said, keep in mind that yes, Solomon did refer to his manliness quite often. Okay? I'm looking at Samson in this fact. He grabbed the jawbone of an ass and wiped out thousands with it. He was probably laughing while he was doing it. That is hardcore. Without a doubt, that is hardcore. Explain why Zipporah. Michael, who is not here this evening, also included Devorah. He said, and I'm not familiar with this because I learned about Devorah through Chabad, which makes everything fluffy and sparkly unicornish. So she was under a tree and was window dressing when I learned about her. But apparently she was a very fierce warrior, and I want to look more into this. I just haven't had a chance. So please, somebody explain the reasoning behind Zipporah. And yeah, Samson had the long hair, tough, boom, and I can just see him going to town. What an ultimate insult it is to wipe out thousands with the jawbone of an ass. That's Zipporah, because she knew what to do when Hashem wanted to kill Moses. Okay, that's pretty cool. Okay, I will have to read that story because I am not familiar with that, and I apologize. And she jumped into action and knew what to do. She was a straight thinker and knew exactly what to do. Tell you how I really feel. You're going to get how I really feel this evening. Yes, you're getting me flat out. And I happen to be named after the next person I'm going to talk about and who I think takes absolute number one spot as biblical badass. That is David. King David. This is my reasoning. First, he took out Goliath, and he did it with a rock. And he did it when no one else would do it. He's like, you know what? I've had it. I'm taking this idiot out. And he stepped up and boom, he did him in. So that definitely gets thumbs up. That's hardcore right there. When no one else would do it, he was a little sheepish little guy. And he stepped up and took out Goliath. That gets props in my book. That's number one. Number two, after he got kicked out of the kingdom, he went to the wrong side of the tracks. He went to hook up in that little town, that little seedy town where all the bad stuff is going on. And he got everybody organized, and he created his own little gang thing happening. And then he started scheming and plotting and playing people against each other. And exactly, with no armor. And so, keep that in mind. So now he goes to the bad side of the tracks, and he gets all these people organized, and he's running around, and I'll get to that, Doc. And so picture that. Now he's sneaking around and he's sneak attacking people. Not only is he sneak attacking people, but he says, have no mercy and leave no witnesses. That's hardcore. Then with the particular battle of the Philistines, him and his sergeant at arms, as we will call him, alone took out about 20 Philistines by sneaking around and wiping them out. That's hardcore. Then he schemed through and hid in these caves, and hid so well that he was actually able to cut off part of the king's robe. And when the king got out of the cave, he stood up and said, hey, look, I could have killed you, punk, and left it at that. That's pretty hardcore. Kind of like a warning, like, I could have had you. So he's brutal. He'll wipe out anybody. Leave no witnesses. No man, woman, or child. Then he takes Jerusalem. Climbs up through the sewers and takes Jerusalem. That's hardcore. You know? Definitely he has it. He's got it all. He is definitely without a doubt. Yes, hardcore is my word for the evening. Yes, so I'm allowed to do this once in a while, so nobody get offended. So, then on top of that, he does everything in access. He gives in to things. One of the things he gives into is women. No ifs, ands, or buts. That is one of his downfalls. So he gets tied up with Bathsheba. Bathsheba's married. Now he's got a problem. And he gets her knocked up. And this is going to be hardcore, so you're going to have to put your big girl panties on. Okay? But the message is still there, and that's what matters. So, he gets her knocked up, and he's like, well, how am I going to deal with this? So he calls her husband back, and he's like, hey, go do your thing with your wife. And the guy's like, no, I got to get to war. What are you talking about? I got to go. He goes back to the front. So what's he do? He calls his guys together. He calls his members together. And he's like, you know what? I need this situation taken care of. I need this situation cleaned up. We have that loyalty. We have that love. We have the respect, brothers. I need you to take care of this general for me. What do? They act like they're going into battle against the Philistines. General goes into the front. All of them back up. Psh, end of story. And that's pretty hardcore. Even covering your mistakes and sticking up, your brother sticking up for you and covering your mistakes. That's definitely a biker mentality. And so, without a doubt, David gets my vote for the ultimate biblical badass. Unfortunately, our leaders continue to act as if we're still in the sewers. Well, some of them do, some of us don't. Yeah. David is the Don of Jerusalem. That is absolutely correct. And that's correct, Lanny. Yep, sends him to his death. Yep. What is fangirl? I don't know what a fangirl is, Darian, so share that with me. I'm going to have to get a drink. So, I'm doing this whole philosophical thought all week, and my thought is this. Does Hashem want us on Harleys, or does he want us on Hondas? Give me your viewpoint on that. Which do you think, if they were available at that time, the Israelites and the Hebrews would have had? Would we have had Harleys, or would we have had Hondas? Harleys are obviously the hardcore bikes. They are the down and dirty bikes. They are the tough guy bikes. They are the bad boy bikes. They also break down, but any normal Harley person will tell you, well, that's the norm. That's what you do. That's part of having a Harley. It presents an image. It presents an image of being powerful, tough, don't mess with me. No, I don't have moonshine. It's Pepsi, believe it or not. And so, now we have the Honda. The Honda is a practical bike. It's not really going to break down on you. It's going to be a good, sturdy, reliable, not flashy bike. It's not going to scare anybody. It's going to be a reliable thing. Yeah, and exactly, Lanny. Hashem is as booming as a Harley, yet dependable as a Honda, without a doubt. And Hana adds they would be riding Harleys. Ra'i says Harleys. Doc, by saying Buy American, I'm going to say says Harleys. So pretty much across the board, everybody says Harleys. we were given brains, we could have four-wheel vehicles with roll cages. That's very true, Alex. But what motor would you use? That's the question. Now I pose to you to think of it like this. Why wouldn't we have both? I mean, we were pretty much interactive with a lot of different cultures. We had many different personality types. Why wouldn't a particular... I mean, King David, in my book, without a doubt, would have had a 1970s Ironhead Sportster, hands down. And it would have been modified and chopped and flat black. That right there. Samson, he would have had the 6-inch rake. He would have had the ape hangers. He would have had the really flashy, chromed out bike with the custom paint job on it. Looking really hot. Then, Joseph. What would Joseph have ridden? Joseph would have ridden a Honda. It probably would have had a flashy paint job on it, some chrome, maybe some kind of psychedelic rainbow dream scheme happening on it, but without a doubt, he would have had a Honda, if you think about it. He was that middleman. He was the one that was kind of in between everything. He didn't really make great things happen on purpose. Great things just happened his way. That's a very Honda mentality. Rahel E. That is because Honda's actual promotion in the 70s was that Hondas are friendlier. And exactly. He would have taken the Honda. He would have taken something practical. So I think we would have seen an eclectic version of various different types of motorcycles in our community, without a doubt. Doc adds Honda for the Sith and a Harley for the open road. Have to adapt to situations. That's true. I'm sorry again. They would have been riding Makos and Husqvarnas off-road bikes. See, that's the thing. What would the equivalent be to the Harley in those days? It's a desert. And if you take some of the modified rally Sportsters from the 70s, they topped everything. And they were used exactly in that situation, Lanny. So it very well could be that some of these 70s Sportsters would be very reliable and very used bikes. Because they did have pretty decent off-road capabilities when they were modified. Also, look at the military applications of the Harley. They've been built. Military applications, fire departments, police departments, and yes, Ed the Camel. That would make an interesting gas tank. Harley equals mule? Possibly. It depends on what context. In Samson's context, where it's flashy with the ape hangers and the 6-inch rake, that's definitely not a mule. That's a flat-out chariot. The smart guy wouldn't have ridden anything. They'd have built Boston whalers and stayed on the on the Mediterranean. But we had to take the promised land, Alex. Remember, we were commanded. In the deserts, it all depends. I've seen some pretty good desert Harleys, as far as that concerned. They did dominate for a period of time. But I'm not sure how. I've never owned a Honda myself, so I don't know how they hold up in those sandy, windy conditions. or how they handle in the desert to tell you. So perhaps you could enlighten me on that, because I honestly don't know. I've had Harleys. I've had two 70s Sportsters, 77 and 79, and the last bike I had I bought directly from the factory in York, PA, and that was a Crossbones. It was completely custom built bike for myself. I took my son at 2.5 to the Harley factory, and could not believe the discounts you get from buying directly from the factory, and they build it right for you. Choppers don't handle. That is true. They don't even handle in the real world. I used to actually ride show Harleys, and anything with a 6-inch rake, you don't turn. You go in a straight line. You can't get around a corner for the life of you. Anything you see from like American Chopper, forget about. It's ridiculous. Which I've also been there, and if you are a bike connoisseur and you're gonna make that trip, don't do it. The bikes are not that fantastic. Raha E says she has been to the Harley factory also. Geiger Stallions. Are we talking about H.R. Geiger? Because that's a whole new realm to me. Elite breed of Mustangs. Some of them are, but the other ones were rather tough. More than 50 bikes in the last 46 years. My first career was motor. Oh, awesome! Who were you a mechanic for, Lanny? My uncle was actually one of the head mechanics for Honda. He would actually go into court and testify against for certain things because he was such a learned mechanic. I myself, besides my uncle, I have to say my first ride was on a 73 Honda, Springer front end and such. That was my 5th birthday present. That's what I wanted for my 5th birthday. But yeah, that's interesting, definitely. That's something I never got into. So now that that's kind of out of the way, I have no idea what time it is. I'm going way over. If someone has to go, I understand. That's fine. I'm going to say this before everybody starts dropping out. We rely on your donations completely here at OneShul. I try to match the donations per the classes because we do pay per class, per broadcast, and we rely on those donations to keep it going. Rather than me pushing you at the end, I push you during. If you please donate. It doesn't have to be a lot. $5 is fine. If you do it when you can, that's also fine. There is a donation button on oneshul.org. There's also a donation button on the website where I have this Adore, and without that, we won't be able to do this anymore. So you're also welcome to contact me on Facebook, around the Shabbat table, gmail.com. That's out of the way. Now you know how to get a hold of me if you have to drop out. Thank you for joining us. Happy Hanukkah, etc., etc. And we'll continue on with the talk until no one wants to talk anymore, which is fine. Is there one of the other things I wanted to bring up? One of the things we used to say when I was riding was love, loyalty, and respect. And I very find that it's a very strong statement, those 3 words and what they mean. And it's kind of like how we should interact with our fellow Jews. Love, loyalty, and respect. Some are going to be different, yes. But you know what? You still have love for them. You still have loyalty to them. You still have respect for them. Even though their views may be different. We have rules how to interact with our fellow Jews. If we follow those rules, you're following love, loyalty, and respect. If anybody knows of any other little, catchphrases they know, that's, that's mine. That's the one I have to offer, as far as that's concerned. What do the terms love, loyalty, and respect mean to you folks? How would you interpret that into your lives and your interaction with Jews? Lonnie says ride sober too, and that's very true. Very, very true. Um, I have a cute little story that I'm going to share while I'm waiting for your response on that. Uh, I took care of my son for a long time by myself, so he was very much with me by my side constantly. I was driving I was riding various show Harleys at various events that other people were afraid to ride. Um, the only time my son would see me on a Harley without a full helmet on, because I was riding very fast, obviously, was when I was backing it out of the trailer. And I was always backing the bike out of the trailer. So when he reached 2 years old, I bought him his first Harley. And it was motorized, and it was like a motorized big wheel for a 2-year-old, and it was made by Harley. And so I put it together for him, and I'm all excited. And he went backwards on it. And he would only go backwards on it because he wanted to be just like Daddy. And the only time he ever saw Daddy on a motorcycle, Daddy was backing the motorcycle up. And people would try to tell him, no, go forward, no, go. He would get so angry and tell him to get away. No, I want to be like Daddy. And I just thought that was a cute story. I wanted to share that with you. Hannah says, love, loyalty, and respect equals taking care of your parents when they can no longer take care of themselves. Awesome, Hannah. Definitely true. And your parents are so blessed to have you to be able to do that. And, you know, everybody knows that I've had to take care of my mom several times. And definitely it's a continuing thing. Oh, that's compliments of Yosef. Okay. So does anybody have anything like they like to add or share to the conversation? You just want me to keep rambling on? You let me know. Obviously, this is something I'm very passionate about. You've never heard me so passionate. You've never heard me so raw. And for those of you who are not used to me, you know that you're getting a full frontal of hardcore Torah here tonight, and don't let it scare you off. I will get back to normal topics later on. Uh, Hannah says she agrees with him. Love life, be loyal to your friends and family, and respect yourself. And that's very true. It's amazing how far away we've got from respecting ourselves in this day and age. It's frightening. I deal with it literally on a daily basis with our community and the people I talk to in our community. They've lost respect for, they've lost love for themselves. And that's a sad thing, and we need to change that. And I definitely want to change that because that's not right. Um, you know, I've lost respect for myself in the past couple of years, and I'm working on that, and everybody knows that. It's a very hard thing to do to get that back once someone takes that from you. Um, Yosef says I'm showing the Harley side of my life. Without a doubt, everybody knows I'm pretty much a two-sided coin. You know, I don't feel. If you read the message at the top of Around the Shabbat Table, we can't get stuck in the quagmire of ineffective Jewish education. And if I came to you dressed up and you know, in full regalia, uh, I would not be able to talk with you like I can. I don't feel that's effective. You're looking at me like, oh, here we go again. I don't want that. I want you to be comfortable with who I really am, and this is who I really am. There's no reason you can't be like this and also be a Torah-abiding Jew. There's no reason you can't. The full Monty of Torah, without a doubt. Woohoo! You guys are awesome. You guys are great. Definitely appreciate everything you have to offer. And you folks definitely have all my love, loyalty, and respect. I do this for you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't want to do this. I wouldn't be involved in this. And I don't ever want to offend any of you, and please don't get offended. Everybody knows that I am brutally honest. Please don't take that against you. I am very upfront when you approach me with something, and some people don't know how to handle that. If I do that, please tell me. Okay? Don't get mad. Don't not be my friend anymore. We can agree to disagree. If you need me to be light and fluffy, I can be light and fluffy for you. I just happen to be a very upfront person. So all of you understand that, and all of you know that. Let me know if you need the light and fluffy. I can do that, okay? I don't intentionally do it. It's just the way I am. I'm very much upfront. You know, just tell me to take it easy on you. Everybody knows that. Arava wants to know how many here have been bikers or motorcycle riders. Without a doubt, I'm on that list. Lanny is obviously on that list. Just aim for the head. Yeah, when you're shooting back at me, aim for the head, because if I don't go down, I'm going to come back pretty hard. And of course, we do have many lovely ladies here tonight that are all about the bad boy biker types, and we do appreciate your love for us, and that's definitely a great thing. And Hannah says that Yosef used to have a bike, and I'm actually going to share my leather jacket for you here real quick. Whoa, I'm making a mess. Okay. There you go. There it is. 12 years old, the same exact jacket. The last one they actually cut off of me after having an accident. And this is the one that replaced it. Crystal adds she rode on the back of one around a parking lot once and was terrified. I would never do that on a motorcycle. Now, if I'm in a vehicle, I had a custom Sunfire that was 235 horsepower. I could ride for hours on end at 125 miles an hour. If I was in that, oh yeah, I would freak you out. And if you got scared, I would go even faster. But definitely not on a motorcycle. Motorcycle, there's too much. Arava adds, wondering if those of us who are a bit of outsiders were also drawn to bikes. I know a lot of people are, especially it's become rather trendy at this point, which I find rather annoying. But either way, you're looking at people are into what's the name of the show? I don't have a TV, so I know American Choppers brought it to light. Now there's like 16 gazillion motorcycle shows. Then you have I forget what the name of the show is. Sons of Anarchy and all that, and then the History Channel went through all of them. Some of the gentlemen on the History Channel shows I'm actually know. Love the style and sportiness. Yeah, mine were always flat black. The crossbones I had was I tried to make it exactly like 1948, which they didn't have chrome, so I had no chrome on mine whatsoever. And the pipes were actually black on the 1948s also, but I wanted it to look like that. Michael adds, first time I went on a bike, I was hanging off the back of my uncle's bike going through the Scottish Highlands. Oh, that had to be wonderful. That had to be amazing. Uh, and Lanny adds, scared of bikes. One of my other hobbies is flying. And if you look at his Facebook picture, you can see that. A strapping young man with a very attractive young lady on the other side of a plane. Very, very cool picture, Lanny. Alex says he likes jumping out of them more than riding in a plane, which is also really, really cool and really, really fun. Hannah says, I have quiet hobbies now. Sewing, knitting, reading. No jumping out of planes or moving vehicles. That's awesome. That's cool. I've done the jumps, and I've done gliders. Not in a very long time, but that was the two things I did with the plane. I was in a motorcycle accident and cracked my skull, and unable to fly at this point or jump out of a plane. My head feels like it's going to explode, so I don't bother with that anymore. Waterfall jumping. I've never jumped off a waterfall. I've climbed up a waterfall. Okay, well, you folks keep chatting in the chat room. I'm actually going to stop broadcasting here. I'll be back in the chat room in just a second. Again, donate if you can. Happy Hanukkah, everyone. I will be doing something each night. Check my Facebook page, and it will be random whether it's here. Saturday night will be Michael doing Havdalah as well as the Hanukkah lighting. Monday, Torah Talk with Hannah. Wednesday, Rosh Chodesh with Ketzera, which is always amazing. And right after, Ma'ariv. Tuesday, we have Into the Sages with a new young man. And he will be doing that. We have a lot happening next week. So we have stuff going on. It looks like we have stuff going on through next Friday. I don't have it all up. I don't have it all posted. I apologize. I will get to that. I promise. I will get to it tomorrow. I've had some stuff going on. So, thank you all for coming. Shabbat Shalom. Hag Hanukkah Sameach. And I will be right back in.